liberty, and justice for all.
Commissioner Callahan?
Present.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Present.
Commissioner Lees? Commissioner Brooks?
Present.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Present.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Present.
Chairman Morelli.
Present.
Commissioner Lees is absent. Let the record indicate the presence of Deputy Corporation Counsel Joseph Lupo. Case number 1452, application of Lancer Insurance Company of 370 West Park Avenue, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-11215 off-street parking, for a modification to variance number 1452 in order to remove conditions to provide off-street parking at 373 West Park Avenue for the property located at 370 West Park Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 47, Lots 6 through 16 on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I'll make a motion to deny.
Commissioner Alvarado is introducing a motion to deny the application. Any second?
Second.
Commissioner Markowitz has seconded the motion. Commissioner Callahan?
Deny.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Deny.
Commissioner Brooks?
Deny.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Denied.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Denied.
Chairman Morelli.
Recuse.
This application has been denied. Case number 3485, application of John and Diane Joyce of 20 Ohio Avenue, Long Beach, New York, for a variance in the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.19C lot area, 9-105.19E front yard, 9-105.19F side yard, 9-105.19G rear yard, for a new house at 20 Ohio Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 116, Lot 21, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I move to grant the application. However, I also move to deny the application concerning 9-105.19F side yard. Do you want me to be a little bit more particular as to that?
No, so just for the sake of clarity, you're moving to grant all variances but for the side yard variance. That one you're moving to deny.
That is correct.
Commissioner Markowitz has introduced a motion to grant all variances with the exception of side yard. Who will second?
Second.
Commissioner Callahan has seconded the motion. Commissioner Callahan?
Grant. And deny that one.
Grant in part, deny in part.
Yeah.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Grant in part, deny in part.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant in part, deny in part.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Grant in part, denied in part.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Grant in part, deny in part.
Chairman Morelli.
Grant in part, denied in part.
This application has been granted in part, denied in part. Cool, Joe. Case number 3486, application of Mary DeLay.
No, there is no,
There's
there
no
is no
questions.
speaking on this portion of the hearing.
Case number 3486, application of Mary DeLay of 47 Dalton Street, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following section of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.8D, side yard, for a new side yard deck and stairs at 47 Dalton Street, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 217, Lot 30, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I'll make a motion to grant.
Commissioner Alvarado has introduced a motion to grant the application. Who will second?
I'll second.
Commissioner Brooks has seconded the motion. Commissioner Callahan?
Grant.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Grant.
Commissioner Brooks?
Grant.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Grant.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Abstain.
Chairman Morelli.
Grant.
This application has been granted. Case number 3489, application of Maurice Ryan of 1 Tennessee Avenue, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the City of Long Beach, New York. 9-113.2A off-street parking curb cut size, 9-113.2G off-street parking, 9-113.2H off-street parking size, in order to maintain off-street parking in the front yard with a 36-foot curb cut at 1 Tennessee Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 59, Block 251, Lot 142, on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map. Who will introduce a motion on this application?
I move to deny.
Commissioner Markowitz has introduced a motion to deny the application. Who will second?
I will second.
Chairman Morelli has seconded the motion. Commissioner Callahan?
Deny.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Deny.
Commissioner Brooks?
Deny.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Deny.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Deny.
Chairman Morelli?
Denied.
This application has been denied. Case number 3481, application of Will Hallett of 5 Maryland Avenue, Long Beach, New York, for a variance from the following sections of the zoning code of ordinances of the city of Long Beach, New York. 9-105.19F side yard, 9-105.19G rear yard, for proposed side yard stairs and to maintain the rear yard stairs at 5 Maryland Avenue, Long Beach, New York, also known as Section 58, Block 88, Lot 126, on the Nassau County Land Use map.
Good evening, Mr. Gallinaro. Name and address for the record, anyway.
Good evening. My name is Joseph Gallinaro. Address is 66 West Park Avenue, Suite 1, Long Beach, New York. Good evening, Chairman Morelli, Commissioners. I'm here tonight representing Dr. William Hallett. He is the owner and resident of 5 Maryland Avenue. First off, we'd like to thank everyone here on the board to hear the case, so we have an opportunity to clarify some points, make sure that it's extremely clear as to what we're asking, what we're talking about. So first off, we just wanted to say thank you for that. It appears that we're the only case this evening, which is amazing, so we'll try to be concise
Thank you.
and thorough as humanly possible. So we would like to start with the existing stair in the south yard. I have an exhibit here which has 4 photographs on it highlighting the stair itself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you start with the image in the top right corner, you will see a yellow plumb bob that is coming down onto the stair as you face it. Okay, that plumb bob is coming off of the southern face of the deck. And what had happened is the stair was built about 30 inches south, or to the left is the ocean of that plumb bob. So it was built 30 inches, which is about this much, outside the footprint of the staircase. What happened was nothing more than an honest mistake made by the builder, who thought that the stair could be shifted to its location because it lines up with a deck that's on grade, which you can see in the top left photograph. There's a deck that was constructed on grade. That deck being on grade does not need to adhere to the setbacks because it's less than 18 inches above grade, so it's not part of the setback. Unfortunately, the builder was not thinking of that reality and had built the stair to align with that lower deck, thinking that they would be okay. The builder recommended the shift to the owner because it gave more space at the lower deck. So the stair moving over gave a little bit more space to that lower deck. It was also able to be built slightly wider, which is much easier for access, especially when you have handrails on either side. And it aesthetically maintained the high level of finish that's exhibited on the home. The stair does not adversely affect the neighbor at all. No one has complained about the application, least of all is the neighbor directly to the west.
But since we're talking about the variance factors, another one of the variance factors is, I should say, whether or not a benefit could be achieved by alternative means. And had it been built to code, the same exact benefit could have been achieved, right?
Please describe.
So the 5 variance factors, one of them, as you said, is whether or not it has an adverse effect on the neighbors. Another one would be, is it out of character with the neighborhood? So, yeah, it's true. I mean, you probably, it's a balancing test. So maybe it isn't out of character with the neighborhood. Hypothetically, I don't know. You haven't demonstrated one way or the other if that's the case. But one of the determining factors is there an alternative benefit that could be sought or achieved by other means? And here there is. The going up to the next level would be sought and achieved if it was built to code.
So let me just try to repeat what you're saying, is that the stair that is built there today, if it was shifted over, would have achieved the same goal of getting from one level to the next.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
It's not that it's built in this manner because there's some type of, I don't know whether it would be like a natural landscape or something where it couldn't be built any other way, that if it wasn't built this way, there would be no way to have stairs and a method of ingress, egress to that second level.
Right.
It's just that it was a mistake. So if it did comply with the code, the same exact benefit could be achieved.
All right. Can you just hold on one second, please? So I would like to introduce Dr. Howard, who's the owner of the home, to maybe help explain a little bit more about the staircase itself.
By all means.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I very much appreciate it. Can you hear me? My name is William Hallett.
Excuse me.
Hold on one
Yes.
second.
Swear him in.
No, it's a new witness. It's okay. 1 second, sir, I'm sorry. What's the over and under, if you could read that?
Please raise your right hand.
I do.
It took you that long to write that?
I had to write it so she could read it.
Well, thank you for the chuckle. It puts me a little bit at ease. You can imagine how intimidating this is for just a regular homeowner to come and appear before all of you. And I appreciate all of your time very, very much. I appreciate what the board does. The question at hand is, as you put it, what's the difference here, the 30 inches? Why don't you just move it back? And it's simply a matter of this. If you look at the picture on the top left, you can see that you clearly could shift it back, but if you look a little bit further at some of the other pictures, what would end up happening is I would have a narrower stairwell and less headroom coming up, creating a less safe condition, and frankly, wider stairs as I'm getting older. I am 65. I want to be able to get up those stairs. The 30 inches of latitude that we're asking actually leads to a better outcome. My builder immediately took responsibility for this. He looked at me and said, immediately when I told him about this, said, "My fault, I'll fix it." So it's not a matter of cost to me at all. It's rather a matter of functionality. What I would suggest is that if we had come to you in advance and said, we would like to build it here, and this is why, that this board would have said, well, all right, that sounds like a legitimate reason. You want a little bit more headroom, a little bit wider stairwell, and that makes it more functional. Aesthetically, it looks beautiful coming off of the Maryland overpass. I very much love this community. I want the home to look beautiful because I know it's the first thing that other homeowners see, and I want to inspire them to take care of their homes, and I want visitors coming off of the boardwalk to look at a beautiful home. Moving the stairwell in makes it somewhat less aesthetically pleasing, but more important, it's less functional. And to destroy it just to create something less functional doesn't seem to make much sense.
Sir, it was designed that way. You designed it that way.
No, we designed it, what originally got designed, that's right. And again, I'm a moved looking on paper, and it seemed to make sense. A builder thinking that they weren't going to trip a variance, moved it 30 inches, never expecting that they were tripping a variance. That's not what they intended to do, and quite frankly, the last thing I want to do is take up your time over this.
Doctor, if I may.
Sure, yes, please.
To you,
Yes.
and from your perspective,
Yes.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I really do. You have more headroom, wider stairway, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
But what you have to also understand is that in granting the variance, right, a variance like this, what the board does is it sets a precedent. Not necessarily, so now let's just say that your next door neighbor sells their home and then somebody else buys their house, but they don't want to do a deck. They want to extend the entire home to as far back as those stairs are. And now, you know, that whole structure is going to block your view, the neighbors on the other side's view, you know, left to right, you know, depending upon how it's situated. And part of their argument's going to be is, well, it fits in the character with the neighborhood because you granted it, albeit for a staircase, for my next door neighbor. So how could you grant it to them and not grant me the same variance, notwithstanding that it's a deck, that it's actually, you know, building material that's in place? Because then if you deny me, then it's an arbitrary capricious decision. I'll get it reversed, and now I can push my whole house back that far. So these are some of the, when we weigh the factors, it's not that we're necessarily trying to be difficult, you know, for you, or, you know, like, because, listen, if that was my, and beautiful home, by the way, if that was my home, I'd love stairs even wider than that. But the reason why a lot of these things aren't granted, some of these variances aren't granted, it's because it has further reaching consequences than we could actually see at this exact time. So that's why, especially when something like a deck where it's new construction, you know, to your point, you said, had you come and asked permission for this, that you believe that this board may have said yes. But in actuality, what I believe this board would have said is, doctor, respectfully, you're building it, why can't you build that portion to code?
Understood, Mr. Lupo, and I do appreciate that. I just want to point out that even where it is, at that point, anything that is built there is not obstructing anybody's view, even if something else was built next door to me, which is the only place it could be, because on the left-hand side facing the ocean, I got Maryland Avenue. To the right, I have Bob Sacco, a wonderful neighbor. You know, if Bob built something out to that point, it would not obstruct my view whatsoever. But I do appreciate your point. And I also, I want to make sure that I'm clear here. I completely and utterly appreciate everything that you guys do. At some point, I think maybe this is one of the things that I would do for this community, is sit in your chairs making these difficult decisions, because I understand that you're trying to protect the long view of Long Beach. This does not affect the long view of Long Beach. It just does not. This is 30 inches of latitude that we're asking for something that already exists that nobody's complaining about, and I would ask your indulgence on this. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time, everybody.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Okay. The second part of the presentation has to do with the stair on the west side of the property that was put there, primarily forced to put there for the access to an electric meter. I would like to issue an exhibit of photographs of that side of the building, so we know what we're looking at and referring to. Okay. So, starting with
Thank you.
the bottom photograph. There's a photograph with two red boxes. The bottom box says where we plan to install the meter, and the top box, as you can see, there's the meter there. That is where we were told to install the meter. We had all intentions on installing the meter on the ground floor. We had shifted the garage doors over to allow for the meter to be placed there. It was prepped to go there. The underground electric was set there. We were all ready to go. We had the utility company come out to the property, and given the proximity to the ocean, they became very strict with the meter position and placement. They decided to enforce rules that they haven't enforced ever before. We've been doing house lifts in three-story houses, ever since Sandy. We've never had this happen before. We've done hundreds of houses, literally hundreds of houses in the west end of Long Beach, and this is the first one that they've ever come up with. Denial to install or issue power to a meter that was there. And again, we worked very closely with the building department on this, and this was a result of something that happened during construction, and we did our best, and I'll illustrate that, what we had done and what we've gone through for that, to help not have to again appear before the board here. I would like to hand out, for clarity's sake, the elevation drawings. A couple times there. Okay. And maybe at the same time, I can give you, there's a document from PSEG. It's a little bit of technical information. I will certainly boil it down. I created a few diagrams for you, some color-coded diagrams that should help. This document is a PSEG document that talks about elevating meters. So what we're showing you here in the drawings, the elevational drawings, there's a blue swatch that goes across called BFE, that's base flood elevation. That's the height the anticipated 100-year storm will rise to. That's actual blue representing water, so that would be the line of the water. Red is DFE, which is design flood elevation, 3 feet above base flood elevation. That's a little bit more stringent than the state code. That's our code here in Long Beach, where you can locate mechanical, electrical, or any kind of mechanical equipment from that point up. The meter height, as you can see from the PSEG document, they state that the meter is supposed to be 3 to 6 feet above the ground. If it goes above 6 feet, you need a accessible platform, staircase and platform. So we're clearly above 6 feet here. We had an existing deck on the north side of the home that fits the minimum requirements for this platform for reading the meter. We tried to work with the utility company, as I mentioned. We asked them specifically if we can access the meter through an interior stair. Here's email correspondence where they said no. So I've just handed you another exhibit where you could see that the result was, whomever technician came out, had conversations with them. They went back and spoke to a supervisor about accessing the meter from the inside, and they said they need access from the outside, 24/7 access to the meter, and going through the house is not allowed. We asked if the meter can be installed on the western wall, which is the wall opposite the street, on the other side in between the neighbor's house, the only other neighbor, and they said no because it's quote-unquote the back of the house. We asked if the meter could be installed on the eastern side, which is the Maryland side. They said no because the electrical drop, or where the electric line would attach to the house, is too close to proximity of windows. And the danger there, if someone reaches out a window and grabs the line, that would be a problem if it came from overhead. Also, in that case, we would need a request here for a staircase and a platform on the front face of the house, which doesn't look it would be unsightly, to have a staircase to a platform to read a meter on the front face of the house. Just aesthetically didn't seem like the right move either. We asked if the meter could be attached to the south face of the house. It was highly unadvisable due to the fact that it faces the Atlantic Ocean, and the mist of the Atlantic Ocean, which we all live in, no matter where you live on this island, is like the first thing that mist would hit is the meter. And they were concerned about rapid corrosion and potential fire at that point, or sparks or malfunction of their equipment. So highly advisable not to do that. We asked if we could detach the meter from the home, which happens sometimes. You could see it more in larger states where the meter is set somewhere off. We have the opportunity here. Unfortunately, the meter detached from the home would be in an easement that would access Mr. Sacco's property, which was mentioned earlier today, the neighbor directly to the west. So the building department said we can't do that either. So we ended up with the meter where we were basically told it needed to be. As I said in the photograph, you could see that where we wanted to put it, where we were told to put it. So we basically tried from every angle. Again, this was ongoing during construction. This was not something that they came out or reviewed. We had issued drawings for clearance letters. Nothing was mentioned at the time. So this was something that was sort of forced upon or imposed upon, actually, the property. The homeowner has no interest in this stair. It's not something that they actually want at all. There's no real need for it. It is attached to a deck, so if someone wanted to come off the deck and go up and down the stairs into the back little alley side yard, it's possible, but it's not something that there's any interest from day one for. So hopefully the board sees that there's a bit of a hardship with this late imposition from the utility company. They forced to install the meter where it was, that we did take many actions to try to avoid to come to the zoning board with anything in the first place. And we hope that the board sees fits that it can grant both variances for the stair and the meter. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Well, the question just remains that council brought up is that, in some respects, it does set precedent. In that, you know, we will say, okay, it's just 30 inches, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but the problem is that even if the, you know, the builder accepts the liability of it, you know, with his errors and omissions, it's up to him then to correct it and bear the cost and make it work some other way. You know, we understand Dr. Hallett's point. But the issue of the staircase becomes one of the fact that we hear all too often. And the thing is that there was a mistake made. There was a mistake made. We've had everything from additions to the side of buildings to the roofs, you know, being 4 feet higher than they should. And the boards made those houses get cut down. The question becomes what happens now with the succeeding people, sir, I'm not finished, with the succeeding people that come forward, you know, looking now for the same thing that we granted as a precedent. Although I certainly sympathize with and understand Dr. Hallett's point. If there was someone else, another witness that you have, or someone that wanted to come up and speak. We haven't done before or against yet, but if someone wanted to add to your presentation, we
Yes,
can have the
we
builder
have.
come up.
I do, we do.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Just give us your name and address for the record, please, and
Keep it.
the secretary will swear you in. And then you can explain what happened.
Yes.
So your name and address, please.
Andrew Rodabaugh, 507 Grand Boulevard. I'm the owner of A&E Builders. I've never been in this position before, and I just wanted to say that I've been building here for 25 years. So I'm not trying to put one over on your
No,
head.
we get
Just
it.
wanted to let you know that.
No.
First time
No,
here.
tell us. And so tell us, how did this come to pass then?
So when we were building the stairs, we thought we would widen them because I was looking at the footprint of the bottom deck. So like Will had said, we wanted to make them a little wider for easement of going up
You
and
thought it
down the
would fit
stairs.
into what was 18 inches on the sand or on the
Correct,
granite,
correct.
which doesn't really fall under the category of,
I understand the mistake.
and, you know, I can understand that. I mean, and then anything above it doesn't, you know.
And the
basically.
way that it was, if they were built, you would have the 20 inches of non-usable deck space. So I figured, why don't we just build them a little bit bigger so it doesn't look so awkward, so.
And
that's-
also because you thought that it was within the plan of the deck. Which
Correct.
the deck, of course,
Yes.
was under subject to different rules.
So I just wanted to say it was an honest mistake. I wasn't trying to,
What would the cost be in order to make those stairs comply?
now I'd have to go back to the steel and everything. It would be a process. But
Could you give me an estimate?
we're talking probably 10 to 15
10,
thousand dollars.
15,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's a hit.
And you could do it. You
I
physically-
mean, anything's possible,
No, but construction-wise, you could do it. You could fix it so it's in code.
of course.
Okay.
Anyone else from the board have any questions?
I'm just trying to understand, I'm sorry I interrupt, I'm trying to understand. So there was a variance here approved before, right?
Yes.
For the rear yard?
No, sorry, no, so this house was lifted. It
Right.
had a deck, which is the one that we had the stair aligned with, so we weren't moving any further south. So that was that's when Dr. Howell had took over the property
Right,
a
right.
couple years ago, purchased it. So any variances prior to tonight, we were not a part of.
So there wasn't a variance approved for this, okay?
Well, not with this group,
Well, not for this
No,
house.
not for the, but there was a variance.
in the past.
Okay, yes, thank
That's
you.
that's what the question is.
So this group did not grant the variance, but there was a prior variance granted.
For
And not
this,
this ownership.
But the zoning board of appeals of the city of Long Beach previously granted a variance that runs in perpetuity with the land. That's all I'm asking right now.
Yes, I
Thank
think
you.
it's that, yes. thank you.
Okay, thank you.
and what was that variance for? I'm sorry.
That was for the rear yard setback.
Yes,
Right?
for that deck, yeah.
For that deck.
Yes.
But then what happened was, that deck, when they built the stairs, the initial, I believe the initial plans had the stairs, the way they came to this, like at that 90-degree angle, they would be consistent or flush, like they wouldn't extend beyond that.
Right.
But then when the builder made a mistake, all right, and he brought it out 30 more inches. That's why.
Brought it out 30 more inches and you made it wider.
I made it wider for easeability of him coming down the stairs.
But that wasn't the plan. You just took it,
I thought I was in the realm of doing it right.
by making it wider?
I didn't realize that when he had told me it should have lined up with the deck, I thought when I was going out, because of the deck that's on the sand, I thought that was in the realm of the staircase. That's where I made the mistake.
Thank you.
Just, Joe, if I could just make one more point about it. Just want to point out, let me approach again. Thank you again for all of your time. I just want to point out one more time, if you take a look at the exhibit and you take a look at the upper right-hand picture, what would in essence happen is they would have to start the return down to that lower level, 2 steps up. So what ends up happening is when you start that turn 2 steps up, it really does cut the headroom.
Sir, you're starting to convince me that you meant to do this.
No, not at
It
all.
was designed that way. Please, stop arguing against your own design.
Then
Can we agree on that you designed it that way, sir? You designed it. Was it designing correctly? Because now we're arguing the design.
what I'm stating is this is a fortuitous mistake.
Oh, fortuitous, exactly.
That's our point.
That's our point.
But as the homeowner, and as something that I'm trying to have as a livable space,
But you
I wasn't,
designed it, sir.
we weren't
You
trying
designed
to put it,
You designed it.
okay?
It's a
That's-
fortuitous mistake that can be corrected also.
I'm sorry, say
It's a
again.
fortuitous mistake that can be corrected.
It can, but the end result of correcting it is going to be worse than what we have.
But to correct it means it goes to the design that you originally produced.
Correct, but I'm a layperson looking at this. I
I
understand.
understand.
Okay. All right, well, thank you again.
I wanted to add that I recognize there's been a lot of requests for absolution for other builders and developers who have made a mistake or built it too high or whatever, and we all know who they are. They're here before the board constantly, asking for forgiveness, and I was here last hearing, and I heard the denial, and I was extremely proud that this board denied those applications because it's completely unfair what certain builders and developers do in the city. This is clearly, as I think you guys could see, it's not the same situation. But I just wanted to say we understand what you guys are dealing with, and again, very happy that you had made the decision and you are taking a stand on some of these more egregious and reoccurring, the usual suspects that come back time and time again for forgiveness, and then go around the board to get their approvals. So thank you for that. Again, almost aside from Dr. Howard, I just wanted to say that publicly, that I really appreciate that as a resident and a designer of this community. Clearly, Dr. Howard and A&E Builders have impeccable reputations in the city. Never had an issue with either one of them. I've been building with Eric and Andy at A&E for decades, literally. Never once had an issue. So thank you. Any other questions or? Oh, one other, sorry. If the board sees it fit to approve part of the application, because we have 2 items here, or if there's a condition in some respect, we would like that, because currently the home cannot get a C of O without the resolution for the meter. So it would be greatly appreciated if we can sort of address that.
Honestly, I thought that's what we were here to talk about,
Okay.
not to reopen the rear yard.
We
We had already denied that, right?
the whole application got denied. That's why.
But we agreed to reopen it because of the meter.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I wasn't privy to that,
Yeah,
but
I
hear
think that's
you.
what we did, right?
Okay. Well, thank you either way. Any other?
I don't have any other questions. Do any members of the board have any questions? No. Is there anyone in the audience that wants to speak in favor or against the application? All right, that being said, does anyone want to make a motion, or does the board want to table it till the next month?
All right, you want to make the motion?
I don't want to make a motion. On the one hand, I'm torn because I'd like to think about it, but on the other hand, they need a CO. I'm happy to approve the meter situation, but I'm also happy to table it for another month to think about the rest. In which case, we don't approve the meter. I mean, I don't know, can we do that?
So can we vote on part of the application while leaving the other part open?
That gets messy. I think it's cleaner to, to vote on all or none.
There's 2 different denials, isn't it? The side yard and,
There is, but you have to understand, right? So this board, your authority is an appellate authority based on a denial letter, right? So that denial letter does have multiple parts to it, but once you guys vote, arguably the hearing is closed, the case is closed. So to vote on just a part, like just part of it, and part of the case be closed and part of it to remain open, hypothetically, it could get messy. Mr. Gallinaro? Yes. Would it be catastrophic if the board held this vote for 1 month? Yeah, no, I understand. Please.
Thank you, Mr. Lupo and board. It is not catastrophic. We can extend another month.
Yeah, listen, I mean, in my personal experience, this board has no problem telling somebody no directly. So the fact that the board is not convinced one way or the other yet, it's not a negative thing. They just need a little bit more time to deliberate and mull over the circumstances.
I could fully see that and appreciate you guys taking the time.
Thank you.
that you
and I
taken.
have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Please.
With the meter, so the steps were built to, so that the meter could be read, or?
That's correct.
Okay.
There are no stairs there now.
Okay.
We're requesting for their stairs to be installed to read the meter. Thank you.
Yeah, but we didn't say that this case.
Right now, we need to
gotta
Right,
hold this
because
up, because
it is
you have to hold it open for voting.
I want to hold it up for voting, yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that, I was just responding to
So
something.
this case will be held open for voting till next month, and the record will remain open.
Okay. As we, yeah,
Okay. In the matter of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, Final Environmental Impact Statement, also known as SECRA, FEIS, for a new multiple dwelling at 530 West Broadway, Long Beach, New York. Is the board prepared to accept the SECRA FEIS? Who will introduce a motion to accept the SECRA FEIS for 530 West Broadway, also known as Hebrew Academy?
we want to move to accept.
I move to accept. I second.
Okay. Ken Morelli has introduced motion to accept the FEIS, and Commissioner Alvarado has seconded the motion. Commissioner Callahan?
Accept.
Commissioner Markowitz?
Accept.
Commissioner Brooks?
Accept.
Commissioner Alvarado?
Accept.
Commissioner De Pasquale?
Accept.
Chairman Morelli?
Accept.
The subject SECRA FEIS has been accepted for 530 West Broadway, also known as Hebrew Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the meeting is now closed.
Just let me know when the camera's off.
I'm going.
Hang on one second, guys.